Disrespect changes people, not because of the words that were spoken, because of the decisions made afterward. Most individuals spend their entire lives responding to disrespect the wrong way. They argue, they defend themselves, they chase validation, they try to force respect from people who never intended to give it willingly. And without realizing it, every reaction gives away something valuable: control. That is why the smartest individuals rarely treat disrespect as an emotional event. They treat it as information. A public insult reveals insecurity. A personal attack reveals intention. A challenge reveals motive. What looks like disrespect on the surface often exposes far more about the other person than it does about you. But almost nobody notices this because emotion arrives before awareness. The anger comes first. The frustration comes first. The need to prove something comes first. And by the time calm thinking returns, the opportunity has already disappeared. This is where Machiavelli's thinking becomes dangerous. He understood that power is not measured by how aggressively you respond when challenged. Power is measured by how much control you keep when somebody wants to take it from you. In this video, you will discover why some insults are actually tests, why silence creates pressure stronger than arguments, why certain people deserve consequences instead of attention, and how strategic minds turn disrespect into advantage instead of emotional damage. Watch carefully, because once you understand what disrespect is really measuring, you will never respond to it the same way again. First, the immediate reaction trap: why anger gives them exactly what they want. The first battle is never against the disrespect. It is against the impulse. Someone says something insulting. They dismiss you publicly. They challenge your status. They provoke you intentionally. Within seconds, your emotions begin demanding action. Your mind wants a response, a correction, a counterattack. That urge feels powerful. It feels justified. It feels necessary. And that is exactly why it becomes dangerous. The person who provoked you already understands something most people never learn. The fastest way to control another person is not through force. It is through emotion. The moment they dictate your emotional state, they begin influencing your behavior without touching you. Most people cooperate immediately. They defend themselves. They explain themselves. They try proving something. Without realizing it, they have accepted the frame created by the other person. Now the interaction revolves around emotion rather than strategy. This is where advantage disappears. Anger narrows vision. It reduces options. Everything starts looking urgent. Every insult feels bigger. Every reaction feels necessary. Judgment gets replaced by momentum. A disciplined mind moves differently. Instead of asking, "How do I respond?" it asks, "What is this person trying to achieve?" That question changes everything. Maybe they want attention. Maybe they want control. Maybe they want validation. Maybe they simply want proof that they can affect you. The answer matters because different motives require different responses. Unfortunately, emotional people never reach that stage. They react before understanding the situation. By the time analysis begins, damage already exists. Strategic individuals reverse the sequence. First observation, then evaluation, then action. That order creates power because control remains internal. The disrespect may belong to someone else. The reaction belongs to you. And once another person controls your reaction, they gain influence over your direction. That is why the strongest response is rarely the fastest one. The strongest response preserves freedom. Freedom to ignore. Freedom to confront. Freedom to distance yourself. Freedom to choose. Every option remains available because emotion never took command. Most people believe victory happens when they win the argument. They misunderstand the game completely. The real victory happened earlier, the moment you refused to become emotionally predictable. Second, the status test: what disrespect is really measuring. Many insults are not attacks. They are investigations. Someone makes a dismissive comment, a sarcastic remark, a subtle challenge, a disrespectful joke disguised as humor. Most people focus entirely on the words. That is the wrong place to look. The real information exists underneath the behavior, because what often appears to be disrespect is actually a test. The person wants data. They want to discover your limits, your emotional stability, your level of self-control, your ability to handle pressure. The reaction becomes the answer. This is why certain individuals attract repeated disrespect throughout life. It is not always because people dislike them. Sometimes it is because their responses continuously provide useful information. Every emotional outburst reveals a weakness. Every defensive explanation reveals insecurity. Every desperate attempt to restore status reveals dependence on approval. The test succeeds because the reaction exposes everything. A more perceptive mind recognizes what is happening immediately. Instead of becoming trapped inside the insult, attention shifts toward the objective behind it. What are they trying to learn? Why did they choose this moment? Why this specific pressure point? Questions like these create distance between the event and the emotional response. That distance creates clarity. Once clarity appears, the interaction changes completely. Now you are no longer participating automatically. You are observing. Observation removes urgency. Without urgency, emotional manipulation loses much of its power. This creates something unexpected. Confusion. The person expected a reaction. They expected visible irritation. They expected proof that the pressure landed successfully. Instead, they receive nothing useful. The measurement fails. And when measurement fails, uncertainty appears. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. People rely on predictable feedback to understand where they stand. When predictable feedback disappears, confidence weakens. That shift changes the balance of the interaction. Suddenly, the individual conducting the test has fewer answers than before. Meanwhile, you gain more information than you started with. You learn their methods. You learn their intentions. You learn how they seek influence. That knowledge becomes valuable, because disrespect rarely reveals weakness in the target. More often it reveals insecurity in the person delivering it. And once you recognize that pattern, many interactions stop feeling personal. They start feeling transparent. Leave a like on the video and comment unshaken if you've learned that self-control reveals more strength than reaction. Third, the silent shock why your absence creates more pressure than arguments. Most people believe every conflict requires a response. That belief creates unnecessary suffering. Someone disrespects them, so they argue. Someone insults them, so they explain. Someone provokes them, so they engage. The cycle continues because both sides keep feeding attention into the same interaction. Attention becomes fuel. Without it, many conflicts die naturally. This is why strategic silence creates such a powerful effect. Not because silence is mysterious, because silence removes certainty. Human beings struggle when certainty disappears. The mind naturally searches for explanations. When expected reactions fail to arrive, imagination begins working overtime. Questions emerge. Why are they quiet? Why did they leave? Why did they stop responding? Why do they seem unaffected? Those questions generate pressure internally. Internal pressure behaves differently from external pressure. Nobody can argue against it. Nobody can defend themselves from it. Nobody can control where it goes. The mind creates its own possibilities. That process becomes uncomfortable quickly. Most individuals never benefit from this dynamic because they rush toward resolution. They feel emotional tension and immediately attempt to remove it. They send another message. They continue the argument. They explain their position again. Each action provides reassurance. Each action restores certainty. The other person learns exactly where they stand. Strategic absence interrupts that process completely. Now certainty disappears. The interaction stops moving according to expectation. And expectation is more important than many people realize. People become comfortable when outcomes remain predictable. They know what response is coming. They know how much attention they possess. They know how much emotional influence they maintain. Silence removes those answers. Without answers, assumptions begin replacing facts. Assumptions create doubt. Doubt creates tension. That tension often becomes stronger than any argument could have created. This does not mean silence should be used as a game. It means attention should become intentional. Not every disrespect deserves your energy. Not every insult deserves your time. Not every person deserves continued access. Sometimes the most powerful statement contains no words at all, because the absence of attention communicates something arguments never can. You are no longer available for the game they expected to play. Fourth, the frame battle refused the role they want you to play. Every act of disrespect comes with an invisible invitation. Most people never see it. They only notice the insult, the criticism, the dismissal, or the provocation. Their attention becomes trapped by the words themselves, while something far more important happens underneath. A role is being assigned. The disrespectful person wants you to become angry, defensive, needy, emotional, desperate to prove yourself. The specific role changes, but the objective remains identical. They want your behavior operating inside a frame they created. That is where the real battle begins. Because the moment you accept that role, the outcome becomes predictable. You start following a script written by somebody else. Every response reinforces the position they wanted you occupying from the start. Think about how often this happens. A person questions your competence. Suddenly you feel pressure to prove your value. Someone mocks your confidence. Now you feel pressure to defend your identity. Someone challenges your status publicly. Now you feel pressure to perform for an audience. Notice the pattern. Your attention leaves your own purpose and becomes attached to theirs. That shift creates vulnerability. A strategic mind recognizes something different. The strongest position is rarely winning the argument. The strongest position is refusing the role entirely. If someone wants a fight, you do not become a fighter. If someone wants emotional drama, you do not become emotional. If someone wants validation that they affected you, you do not become evidence. The script collapses. This creates confusion because most people expect predictable responses. They build interactions around assumptions. Once those assumptions fail, they lose momentum immediately. Now the dynamic changes. Instead of reacting inside their frame, you remain inside your own. Your priorities stay intact. Your objectives stay intact. Your self-control stays intact. That preservation matters more than temporary victory. Many individuals spend years defending themselves against attacks they never needed to accept in the first place. They enter conversations already trapped inside roles assigned by others. The smarter move is simpler. Decline the role. Decline the frame. Decline the script. Because the person controlling the frame controls the interaction, and the person refusing the frame remains impossible to direct psychologically. Fifth, the value shift becomes too valuable to disrespect again. Many people try solving disrespect from the outside. They focus on comebacks, confrontations, arguments, status displays. They spend enormous energy trying to force different treatment from others. That approach rarely works for long, because lasting respect is rarely created through demand. It is created through value. Human behavior follows incentives. People naturally protect what benefits them. They become careful around individuals whose presence improves situations, opportunities, results, or outcomes. That reality changes the entire strategy. Instead of obsessing over the disrespect itself, attention shifts toward increasing personal value. This is where transformation begins. Someone insults your position. Improve your position. Someone questions your competence. Increase your competence. Someone dismisses your importance. Expand your importance. The focus moves away from proving and toward building. That distinction matters. Proving seeks approval. Building creates leverage. Most individuals never make this shift. They remain trapped inside emotional battles, trying endlessly to change how others perceive them. Meanwhile, highly effective people become occupied with becoming more capable instead. Capability changes perception automatically. Results speak differently. Influence speaks differently. Scarcity speaks differently. When value increases significantly, something interesting happens. The same people who once dismissed you begin adjusting their behavior without being asked. Not because they suddenly became kinder, because incentives changed. Now losing access carries a cost. Now disrespect carries consequences. Now your absence matters. This is how genuine status grows, not through demanding recognition, through creating undeniable usefulness. A Machiavellian perspective understands this clearly. Power rarely comes from forcing admiration. Power comes from becoming difficult to replace. Replacement determines treatment more than emotion ever will. Think carefully about the individuals who command respect naturally. Many are not the loudest. Many are not the most aggressive. Many are not constantly defending themselves. They possess something more valuable: leverage. People become cautious around leverage. That is why self-development becomes a strategic response rather than an emotional one. Every skill gained, every result achieved, every area improved strengthens your position without requiring conflict. The greatest answer to disrespect is often becoming so valuable that future disrespect becomes expensive for the people considering it. Comment rare presence and subscribe if you've stopped chasing validation and started building leverage. 6th, the controlled countermoves strike through position, not emotion. Most retaliation fails because it arrives too early. An insult lands. Frustration appears. Emotion demands action. The person reacts immediately. That sequence feels satisfying temporarily, but it creates a serious problem. Emotion chooses the move. When emotion chooses the move, precision disappears. The response becomes about relief rather than results. Strategic individuals understand a different principle entirely. The best counter move is not the fastest one. It is the most effective one. That difference changes everything. Consider two people facing the same disrespect. The first responds instantly. They argue, attack, complain, and reveal every feeling publicly. Everyone understands exactly what affected them. The second remains composed. Days pass, maybe weeks. Then consequences arrive through positioning rather than emotion. Access disappears. Opportunities disappear. Influence disappears. Privileges disappear. No dramatic confrontation. No emotional performance. Just outcomes. That approach feels unsettling because it operates outside ordinary expectations. Most people prepare themselves for emotional reactions. They know how to argue. They know how to defend themselves against visible hostility. They struggle against disciplined positioning. Position creates pressure differently. A person can ignore your anger. They cannot always ignore losing access to something valuable. That is why timing matters. Distance matters. Leverage matters. The objective is never revenge for its own sake. The objective is correction. Correction becomes possible when consequences connect directly to behavior. Emotional reactions often create noise. Strategic positioning creates lessons. This requires patience. Patience frustrates impulsive minds because they want immediate satisfaction. Yet immediate satisfaction frequently sacrifices long-term advantage. A calculated thinker accepts temporary discomfort in exchange for stronger outcomes later. That mindset creates power, not because it is ruthless, because it remains focused on results. Every decision becomes intentional rather than emotional. Every action serves a purpose rather than a feeling. And that is where many people lose the game completely. They seek emotional release. You seek positioning. They seek reaction. You seek outcome. The difference appears small initially. Later, it becomes enormous. Because the person operating through emotion fights battles. The person operating through position shapes consequences. 7th, The psychological mirror make them face their own behavior. Most people prepare themselves for opposition. They expect anger. They expect arguments. They expect criticism. What they rarely expect is reflection. A psychological mirror works differently from confrontation. Instead of attacking somebody directly, it places their own behavior back in front of them. Suddenly they are forced to look at something they usually avoid. Themselves. That creates discomfort, because judging others feels easier than examining personal conduct. Criticizing someone else requires very little awareness. Looking honestly at your own patterns requires much more. This creates a unique advantage. Imagine somebody constantly interrupts you. Most individuals react emotionally. They become irritated, complain, or start competing for attention. The interaction turns into a struggle. A mirror creates another outcome. You calmly ask, "Have you noticed how often you interrupt people?" Everything changes. The attention shifts away from your frustration and toward their behavior. The same principle applies everywhere. Someone spreads gossip. Someone behaves disrespectfully. Someone acts selfishly. Instead of escalating emotionally, you expose the pattern itself. Patterns are difficult to defend. People can justify one action. Repeated behavior tells a larger story. That story becomes uncomfortable. Many individuals operate unconsciously for years. They repeat habits automatically because nobody forces them to look directly at what they are doing. Once awareness arrives, the dynamic changes. Some become defensive. Some become embarrassed. Some become irritated. Those reactions reveal something important. The mirror worked. A person comfortable with their behavior rarely reacts strongly to observation. Strong resistance usually appears when reality touches something they were hoping to avoid. This is why awareness often produces better results than aggression. Aggression creates resistance. Recognition creates exposure. Exposure changes behavior more effectively. Because once somebody clearly sees their own pattern, ignorance disappears. Continuing the behavior becomes harder. Denying it becomes harder. Escaping accountability becomes harder. The mirror follows them mentally. That is its power, not humiliation. Recognition. Most people seek victory over others. A more strategic perspective seeks clarity instead. And clarity changes people in ways arguments rarely can. Eighth, the Machiavelli principle: turn every insult into leverage. The average person treats disrespect as a loss. A strategic person treats it as information. That difference changes everything. Every insult reveals something. Every dismissal exposes something. Every act of disrespect provides insight that would normally remain hidden. Most individuals miss this because they focus entirely on emotional impact. Their attention stays trapped inside how the situation feels instead of what the situation reveals. That mistake costs them valuable information. Consider what happens when somebody disrespects you unexpectedly. They reveal part of their character. They reveal how they handle insecurity. They reveal how they handle power. They reveal what they believe they can get away with. All of that information arrives automatically. The question is whether you recognize it. Many people do not. Emotion takes over before observation begins. A Machiavellian mindset reverses that process. Observation comes first. Meaning comes second. Response comes last. That sequence transforms negative interactions into opportunities. Now disrespect becomes intelligence gathering. You discover who respects boundaries. You discover who seeks control. You discover who deserves trust. You discover who deserves distance. Knowledge accumulates. Awareness expands. Position improves. The original insult starts losing importance because the information gained becomes more valuable than the emotional discomfort created. This creates a major internal shift. You stop seeing every challenge as a threat. You begin seeing challenges as revelations. Revelations create understanding. Understanding creates leverage. Leverage creates options. Options create freedom. That is why strategic individuals rarely become obsessed with revenge. Revenge focuses on emotional satisfaction. Leverage focuses on future advantage. One remains trapped in the event. The other benefits from it. The distinction matters. Life constantly reveals people through conflict. Masks weaken. Pretenses disappear. Motives become visible. Suddenly the situation becomes useful. This is the final principle. Do not measure disrespect by the discomfort it creates. Measure it by the knowledge it provides. Because knowledge remains valuable long after the insult itself disappears. Disrespect will always exist. The real question is whether it controls you. Most people spend years reacting to every insult, every challenge, every opinion thrown in their direction. They fight battles that add no value and give attention to people who never earned it. A sharper mind operates differently. It understands that every act of disrespect reveals information. Every challenge exposes character. Every confrontation presents a choice between reaction and control. That choice changes everything. The individuals who rise above disrespect are not the ones who never face it. They are the ones who refuse to let it dictate their behavior. If this video changed the way you think about respect, leave a like so more people can discover these principles. Comment stronger now if you choose control over reaction. Subscribe for more Machiavellian strategy, psychological awareness, and high-level social intelligence. And share this video with someone who still believes power comes from reacting instead of mastering themselves.